Week 5 of the NFL season begins tonight with the Bucs and the Bears, and this is a brand new Kickoff with Kelly. Good afternoon and welcome into Kickoff with Kelly. I'm Kelly Warner and I'm here to get you ready for another week of NFL action. But first, let's take a look back at last week with another edition of Love It or Leave It. Buffalo fans are loving that the Bills are starting the season 4-0 for the first time since 2008. Also, prior to Sunday, it had been 16 years since the Bills had scored at least 27 points in 4 straight games. It is not a stretch to say Josh Allen's development from last season has been dramatic considering his numbers have gone up in every category. He's still the same Josh in many respects, but he's showing maturity in his patience and decision making. He has been using his large size to his advantage. Following some collisions, you would have to remind yourself who is on offense and who is on defense, which is a great quality to have in Buffalo, whose fans know a thing or two about toughness. With Josh Allen's improvements and their stellar defense, Buffalo should continue to thrive. The last time the Bills started 4-0, they ended up 7-9 and missed the playoffs. I very much think it'll be a different story for this Buffalo team. The Houston Texans left last week winless yet again and are leaving Bill O'Brien behind too. Everyone was pointing to Adam Gase or Matt Patricia or Dan Quinn as the head coaches under the most pressure, but that title ultimately fell to Bill O'Brien. Houston dropped to 0-4 after another disappointing loss, this one to the Vikings, who were also winless going in. This is the first time they have dropped to 0-4 since the 2008 season. Making matters worse, the coach-turned-GM traded the team's first and second round draft selections to the Dolphins. So if the slide continues, they will have a hard time filling the holes. Moving on to this week, Thursday Night Football delivers a matchup between the Buccaneers leaving sunny Tampa Bay to visit the Bears in the Windy City. The Bears got their first loss on Sunday in Nick Foles' first game as a starting QB, while the Bucs overcame the Chargers to win in a close one. The game last Sunday showed that Chicago's stagnancy may have much more to do with Coach Matt Nagy's game planning and play calling, with Chicago converting just 4 of 14 third down tries, and the Bears' run game was a non-factor, gaining only 29 yards. That being said, Foles also holds his share of the blame. He missed plenty of throws and forced receivers to adjust to his passes. The Buccaneers looked good on Sunday, and Tom Brady was breaking records, mostly with his age, but still. The Bucs opened as 5.5-point favorites, and I'm going with them. There's a battle in the Keystone State going down with the Eagles traveling over to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. The Eagles just got their first win last week and are now on the top of the NFC East. Go figure. After 3 awful games, the Eagles looked closer to decent against the banged-up 49ers, a team missing a plethora of starters, including their quarterback. As much as the Eagles showed some signs of promise, now they're going to play an actual team with most of their starters. After the Steelers, Philly plays the Ravens, which I'm pretty sure is a loss, so they better hope they can rally against Pittsburgh, but I'm going to take Steelers as 7-point favorites. 2 3-1 teams face off with the Colts and the Browns in Cleveland. The Browns had an electric game this past Sunday in their win over the Cowboys, which included things like Jarvis Landry throwing deep for Odell Beckham Jr., their defense allowing 24 points in 8 minutes, and was all topped off by a euphoric OBJ winner. They're finally looking like the offense people have been expecting them to be. The Colts have been looking decent. Phillip Rivers a little sloppy, but their defense is great. This is going to be a great matchup, but I think the Browns will reign supreme by the end. First off, Seattle are 7-point favorites over the Vikings. I'm picking the Seahawks to cover there. Second, the Cowboys and Giants over under 54. I'm taking the under. Lastly, the 49ers to cover 8 points against Miami. That'll do it for this week's Kickoff with Kelly. Remember, brand new episodes every Thursday at 3 o'clock, streaming on Facebook Live. And if you miss us, be sure to check us out on Penn State Sports Science YouTube channel. I'm Kelly Warner. Enjoy your weekend.